Hi guys, I can't believe this is the last video, 2017. Today, as I had planned before, we are going to talk about several comics that I read over the summer, but I'm going to mix them all together so it's not that kind of stressful anymore or long. But if you don't know me, my name is Clara and you have access to the Inkpad from now on. I would gladly ask you to enjoy the family and sit down. I hope you've read any of the books that I'm going to mention and you tell me what you think in the comment section down below. Of course, I will link all my social media down below so you can follow me in all the platforms I'm existing. Well, the books I'm going to talk about you today, most of them you are able to find them in English, but the first one I'm going to talk about is one that you can find in Spanish. And don't worry, if you don't understand the authors or the person in charge of the book coloring and stuff, I will post all the details probably down below so you can write them down in case you want to order them. So the first one, as I said, is a comic based on a sci-fi adventure TV show called El Ministerio del Tiempo. It's a TV kind of drama about a ministry where the people who work there are in charge of keeping history, Spanish history to be more specific, safe from changes and disasters that can actually have consequences now in our future. So in this case, this story it's El Ministerio del Tiempo, volumen 1, Tiempo al Tiempo. I will write down all the title and stuff. And it's written, and the script is actually written by El Torres and Desiree Bresent. And the coloring and drawing of the comic is actually in charge of Jaime Martinez, Sandra Molina y Alejandro Garcia Cutillas. It's actually a very short comic book. I read it like in an hour or less, and it's about. I would place this story in the third series or third season of the TV show. And the good thing about these stories is that if you're a fan, you are able to continue having adventures with this set of characters that form a unit inside the ministry, where a unit of people who actually work together. That's what I meant. And if you are new to the show, you can jump from the comic to the show. It's well linked, but it's not exclusively for core fans of the TV series. So in this story, as I said, I will place it in the third season, third series, and it's a darker story where our unit has to travel to, if I don't remember badly, the 19th century, Spanish in the 19th century, while the main boss in the ministry is actually wounded. So they have to jump from past to the present and try to avoid him to die, because if he dies, maybe they wouldn't be actually recruited for this ministry. So you have like three, if I'm not mistaken, you have three bloodlines that are intertwined, and they are about the importance of being alive, the importance of joining the certain missions in certain points of time, the importance of being part of history, maybe not the big history, but your history. Well, your history in small, not in capital letters, but in normal letter, is important to others, and how your history can be implicated in the bright, wide history, wider history. It's a very interesting read. I also read Blue is the Warmest Color by Julie Marot. Sam from Thoughts and Toms recommended it, and I always, I think her recommendations are very, very on point, because we are very similar on taste, on book tastes at least, and one of my closest friends also read it, so I was very well recommended. This story, it's about two girls that meet in a certain moment in their lives, And for one of them, for Clementine, meeting Emma, who is a young girl who has blue hair, it's very important because she is going to change her world for the better. She's going to know more of herself, more of her personal preferences, and that's nice. I love how Julie Marrow is able to create a realistic relationship between two women without being too instant love. So it's gradual. It's true that they met in a very kind of eye to eye situation, but the love interest doesn't flow, doesn't appear to be like that. It's not like that. It's very interesting to see how the plot is mixed with different kind of drawings and kind of textures. I love how, for example, the blue of Emma's hair is very present all over the story, while the normal kind of drawing is in pastel, kind of beige, and I love the mix of those. I must say that this story is mostly for adults, or if not adults, young people who are reaching kind of adult ish area, because there are a few scenes of explicit sex very well placed, not graphic for being graphic, but with a very good taste, I must say. But it's maybe shocking if you don't know it beforehand. And the only little issue I had with this book is that I thought that the ending, although surprising, it was very abrupt. I think the story needs more, or I needed more story to feel complete. What else? Then I read Saga Volume 2 by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. You both know, well, all of you know that I adore those two. And in this story, we follow the events that happen in the first volume. So our two main characters, Alana and Mako, are still on the run from those who want to kill them, because they are a fugitive couple that actually had a child now, and they're a fugitive couple from two different planets. Each of the parents are actually from two different planets, and these planets are at war. So the child is considered for all the actors in this war. The child is considered an abomination and something that cannot be breathing. So you have different actors who actually pursue them and want to kill them, but you have them trying to figure out how to be a family and how to cope with ghosts of the past. I really love it. I love the coloring, although I must say that in this case the ending let me a little bit down, maybe because the first one was a really explosive ending, and with the second one I was like, it's almost that good. But I adore it, and I want to continue even though the ending was a little bit for me. The last comic I read in the summer was actually Sherlock Holmes Society by Sylvian Cordery and Stephanie Bervas, and illustrated by Edouard Torrents. This story tells the life of Sherlock Holmes, almost like in his 50s, mid-50s, when he has to forcibly come out of hiding and try to solve a case that initially is linked to Jack the Ripper, but then it turns out to be quite different. And I love how that mix with darker story and the appearance of kind of paranormal creatures work. I want to follow this story basically because everything with Sherlock Holmes or Watson in it, it's going to be my guilty pleasure. So these are the comics I read in the summer, and I hope some of these can help you to discover new favorites, or maybe take you out of the reading slump as I am at the moment. This is it for today. I hope you have an amazing day and you enter very well in 2018. I hope all your goals are succeeded and we can enjoy more of literature next year. Goodbye!